to stamp their ticket and head back to the NCAA tournament. It's 3 versus 1 for the right to go to the NCAA tournament, and we are underway in Birmingham, Alabama. Prairie View A&M coming in with a spotless 13-0 mark in the regular season in the SWAC. Shot clock down to 9. Fate Williams to the rim. Scoop layup is in. So Fate Williams getting the touch early on.
That's tough. The left-hand finish on the opposite side, the ability to scoop it in. It's a super tough layup right there.
Nicholas, Gilliam, Hopkins, Weathers, a hero from yesterday, and Walker the third, the 5 for Texas Southern. And going to work down low in the lane is John Walker the third. And that evens things out at 2 apiece. Henry, Cox, Williams, Daniels, and the transfer from Nebraska, Cam Mack. And a turnover that will send the basketball back the way of Texas Southern.
Derek, I know if this game is anything like that women's championship game, we might be in for a treat for real, because that women's game was crazy lit.
67-66 win for Jackson State. That just finished up a little over an hour ago on this floor as the double dribble called against Walker the third. Now, these two teams met during the regular season, and Prairie View A&M, obviously, with their 13-0 mark, grabbing both meetings in the regular season, but they were close games. 6-point win back on January 11th, 2-point win back on February 21st. Mack at the controls. Shot clock under 10 again. Mack. Good defense right played by the Tigers. 3 up. An air ball. Saved by Walker.
It's a great defensive possession by the Tigers right there. The ability to keep the ball out the paint, close the gaps, not allow anybody to drive, one-on-one, man-to-man defense. Great job right there. Just a bad turnover right there. Got to clean that up. You want to beat the undefeated Prairie View.
2 all. And a steal. 3-on-1. The feed, the layup is in for Justin Hopkins, who is a key player to watch. You will obviously hear a lot about Michael Weathers, who distributed on that layup attempt. But Hopkins certainly could be key here, King.
Hopkins is playing really well. In the last game, he has 12 points, 5 rebounds. In his tournament, he is doing a phenomenal job. Excellent in the pick and roll. Definitely can make a difference in this game.
Off the miss. It's Weathers. He'll line it up from 3. The loose ball kept alive by the Tigers. Foul line Jay. Short. And the rebound snatched out of the air by Jawan Daniels. Pull up 3. Connects. So the 3-pointer in, courtesy of Jeremiah Gambrell. One-point lead for the Panthers.
I think one thing to look for, especially for Texas Southern, on the offensive end, is a 3-point line. They do not shoot the 3 well as a team. That's why you saw at the beginning, Prairie View going 2-3 zone. Then when they go man-to-man, they go under all the ball screens. Pay attention to the 3-point line, because that could be key.
Carl Nicholas there with the last bucket for the Tigers. He's one of their double-figure scorers on the season. 6-5 lead early on in the SWAC championship game. Outside. That one rims out from Mack. Loose in the lane. The scramble. Mack had a chance at it for a moment, but his path got cut off. Tigers ball. Weathers looking to feed. An air ball out of the hands of John Walker III. And that will usher us into a timeout on the floor.
Easy bucket right here. When you anytime a team goes zone, attack the middle. On the other side, good 3, 6-5.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
For unbeatable natural-looking color, Nice and Easy Cream. 100% natural-looking color that lasts 8 weeks. Gentle on your hair and scalp with conditioning in every step. Nice and Easy Cream. Nicer and easier.
1-point lead for Texas Southern in the SWAC championship game in Birmingham, Alabama. King, when you take a look at this matchup, offense versus defense, strength on strength here, both sides.
Yeah, I find it very interesting that Texas Southern is first in offensive points per game, and they only shoot 28%, with 27.9 to be exact, from the three-point line. That kind of baffles me a little bit because normally when a team shoots that low from the three-point line, their offense does not score this many points. Therefore, they're doing everything in the paint, which is why you see PrairieView go to the 2-3 zone, go under every ball screen, limit the paint touches for Texas Southern because that's where they get all their points from.
They do a very good job rebounding as Weathers there on the contest at the rim against Linnell Henry, but it's going to be a foul against Weathers.
Cam Mack, a true point guard, able to find his teammates, set them up, put them in positions to be successful.
That's the first on Weathers. That'll put Henry at the stripe. And the senior out of Chicago drills the first free throw.
Now Henry played great last game. 18 points, 11 rebounds. Probably played the best game of his season in that last tournament game, semifinals. Hopefully he can keep it going again.
Indeed, season high in scoring for Henry. The lead back to the Panthers. Pressure picked up here a little bit by Prairie View A&M. Weathers swings a pass into the corner. 3-ball up. No good. And a loose ball foul coming as Henry battling down low. And it'll be a foul picked up by Walker.
Good ball movement right here. It's the second key to this game. You must block out Texas Southern because they are crashing, and they are crashing hard. So if you can limit their offensive rebounds, you'll be in pretty good shape.
Feeling out process early on between two of the best in the SWAC. The jumper in from Jeremiah Gambrell. So Gambrell knocking it down to extend the lead out to 3. Near turnover. Contested shot, a tough shot, and a foul as Hopkins tried to finish there in the paint. And a wheel lost by Henry.
It's a good drive right here by Hopkins, able to attack the closeout, take it strong, play through contact, 2 shots.
King, that has to be one of the more frustrating experiences for a player, losing a shoe during the game. It seems like a nuisance when it happens.
Look, I never understood how your shoe comes off during the game, because I feel like if your shoe can come off during the game, then it's not tight enough. I feel like it's just an ankle injury waiting to happen if your shoe is that loose to where it can come off during the course of a game with no contact or anything. So I never understood that.
Were you a double knot guy?
No, I wasn't a double knot guy. I just made sure my shoe was tight enough to where it was not coming off, trying to prevent all ankle injuries.
A lead for Prairie View A&M down to 1 at 9-8. Step back. Good again. Darrell Roberts, who had 14 off the bench in the win against Grambling, and we'll have a timeout here called as Texas Southern is going to get a chance to talk it over.
Darrell Roberts, shout out Dallas, Texas. Known this kid since he was young. Watching him grow up, watching him do that. Played well last game, 14 points. Then took a charge on the other end. Very impressive, very versatile player.
A 12-8 lead as they charge that as actually a foul against Walker. Baseline cut, layup attempt is in. Fate Williams, who can get to the rim, extends the lead out to 6 at 14-8.
Fate Williams is playing at a high level right now. 16 points, 7 rebounds last game. Very hard to stop going downhill.
Hanging in the air and scoring is Carl Nicholas. And he's able to cut it to a 4-point game. This will be interesting to see how Texas Southern responds after an overtime game yesterday. The 3 missing, the rebound snatched out of the air by Weathers of the Tigers. Turning, hanging,
that's tough.
Scoring.
Oh, that footwork right there is tough underneath. Had nowhere to go. Able to work his way around, pivot his way around to get the angle. That's a creative bucket right there.
The senior out of Kansas had a season-high 30 yesterday. The missed 3 from Gambrell, leading to a possession for Texas Southern. In the Carl Nicholas, lays it up and in, but we may have a foul on the floor first.
Good hollow action, very tough to guard. If you get caught slipping, you have to foul, or it's an easy 2 points.
And that is foul number 2 on Henry. Not a great sign early for the Panthers. Weathers out on the wing. They swing it. 3 up. Missed. Tipped around. Gets it right back, though. The follow, that missed. The tip back is good. So Hopkins couldn't get it done there, but it was Walker to clean it up.
You must box out. I mean, they play hard. They play after the shot is taken. You must eliminate second chance points if you're PrairieView.
Tie game as the drive to the lane coming up short. Out of the hands of Roberts. That 3 is missed. The rebound taken by Nicholas for a moment, and we'll have a loose ball foul coming. And it looks like it could be against Williams as he pleads his case.
Fate Williams able to get to the cup on the other end. Easy buckets. You'll see this all night.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
Reggie Miller said he moved in for March Madness, but he definitely chose Wendy's for the breakfast.
The tournament doesn't start for like a week.
The tournament doesn't start for like a week.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, official breakfast of March Madness.
Champ Week rolls on next at 8:30 Eastern over on ESPN with the New York Life ACC Championship game, Georgia Tech, Florida State. And we cap off the night in Vegas with the Pac-12 Championship game presented by New York Life. Oregon State and Colorado both are on ESPN and the app. Which should be a fine, fine weekend of basketball, culminating, of course, with Selection Sunday tomorrow. We'll get some more answers and some more pieces to the puzzle will be filled in, including right here in Birmingham, Alabama, as a part of the SWAC Championship. Johnny Jones trying to get Texas Southern over the top. It's a tie game at 14. Derek Jones and King McClure with you. 3 is short from Hopkins. Mack distributes. That 3 is missed. And a loose ball rebound grabbed as Jawan Daniels couldn't hit the 3. Comes up with a steal, though.
Good pass.
Kick out. 3 missed again. And the ball tipped out of bounds. Texas Southern basketball. King, some good looks there and some good defense by Prairie View A&M. They got everything but the result.
Yeah, they got everything they wanted right there. And when you look at it, it started with Cam Mack. He's the type of player when you in an open gym, you want him on your team because he's going to get you the ball and going to set you up to be successful. He's a pass-first point guard, the type of player you always want to play with. Look, every time he gets the ball, he's always looking to find his teammates and see what the right shot is.
Battle down low. Outside. 3. Long. Nicholas tried to keep it alive and could not. And King, early on, we're seeing both of these teams active from deep.
Not too many are going in, though. But I feel like that's just the beginning of the game. As we progress, I think you'll slowly start to see more and more shots fall in. Maybe not for Texas Southern, speaking based off of statistics. But hopefully we'll see more shots and more buckets because that's what I like to see. I like to see buckets. I don't know about you. I like to see people score.
Buckets are a good thing. Mack. Daniels, the kick out to Mack. He'll try a 3. Missed it. Daniels, follow. Got it. So Daniels able to give Prairie View A&M the lead back. You mentioned 3-pointers, King. Certainly one player who can knock him down for Texas Southern. Now in the game, John Jones. Three. Missed from Hopkins. He just hasn't been able to find the stroke yet. Roberts, kick out. Daniels, 3. Got it. Jawan Daniels connecting from deep. All SWAC second team selection gives Prairie View the lead of 5. Weathers trying to get active, and he gets tied up by Roberts on the way to the rim.
This was a good play right here. Darrell Roberts able to go in, get to the paint, kick out, caught the defense slacking. Jawan Daniels, that man, shooting 46 from 3, knocked it down.
Jones, he'll light it up. Short. And loose and heading out of bounds. This may be staying with Texas Southern as Dwayne Cox gave it a go to try to keep that ball alive.
Let's see. Ooh. Looks like it's out on Cox. That's what I would have went with. Good call by the ref.
Galen Alexander into the mix. Nicholas powering through and laying it in. Power moves only by Carl Nicholas. He has 6. And that leaves all scorers on the Tigers. 9 minutes left to go first half. Mack gets it back with room. 3 ball, short. And a rebound snatched out of the air. As Carl Nicholas able to retrieve it. The feed baseline thrown out of bounds, but it was deflected by the Panthers on the way out. These two teams no stranger to winning the SWAC tournament championship. 5 of the last 6 times it has been one of these two teams. The layup is in.
Texas Southern is not new to winning either. I mean, my senior year, when I was at Baylor 2 years ago, came into our home arena, knocked us off, beat us by a buzzer beater.
Player control foul against Cox. So Dwayne Cox going baseline, runs himself into a player control foul.
Beat him to the spot, took it with his chest. Right call, offensive foul.
So things starting to turn the way of the Tigers here as the half drifts on. Hopkins, who could not hit from three, getting the last bucket there for the Tigers. Baseline drive, Weathers, count it. So Weathers has been quiet so far offensively, but that gives Texas Southern a lead of one. And King, as you mentioned earlier, why is this the #1 scoring offense in the SWAC? Points in the paint, big help.
18 points in the paint out of 20 right now. If I'm Prairie View, I'm clogging the lane, making everything be a jump shot for Texas Southern because they do not shoot well from the perimeter.
They're 0 for 6 from deep to start. Daniels, step back. Way off. Loose in the lane. Carl Nicholas able to grab it. Weathers. The layup is no good. That one looked like it went halfway down, then snuck out. 3-on-2 the other way. Daniels can't put it up, but the follow is there from Cox. Loose, nearly stolen. Back by the Panthers, but it's maintained by Texas Southern. And back and forth we go in the SWAC championship game.
Texas Southern, the #1 scoring offense in the SWAC. Why? Because they can get the ball into the paint. They can finish. Not scared of anything. Put their head down. Who cares if we shoot from the perimeter? We still will get buckets and score.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
Drive. It's what propels the champions, the comeback kids, the underdogs. It means constantly improving, striving, hungry. It's no excuses, no days off, or no glory. It's Drive.
Champ Week has been busy, and especially in the SEC men's basketball tournament. Semifinal action today. Tennessee dropping a tough one, 73-68 to Alabama. And then King, LSU with a 7-point win over Arkansas.
LSU is good. I mean, they have phenomenal guard play. Javonte Smart can really, really hoop. Cam Thomas, the freshman, who's surprised a lot of people. He is an elite scorer. So they're talented. I'm not surprised, honestly.
So it's Alabama and LSU for the SEC championship tomorrow in a game that you can check out on ESPN. 1-point lead here for Prairie View A&M. And it would be hard to think about LSU and not mention the head coach of Texas Southern, Johnny Jones, who played and coached at LSU. As his son there, John Jones, unable to hit on the three. It's an 0 for 7 start now from deep for Texas Southern.
Johnny Jones
Daniels flips it up, can't get it done.
Johnny Jones actually recruited me when I was a senior to go to LSU, because he was at LSU then with that class with Ben Simmons and Antonio Blakeney. He actually recruited me. He was one of my favorite coaches. He was actually super cool. He's a phenomenal man.
So you know a thing or two about Ben Simmons. You know a thing or two about a few guys in this game.
And I know a thing or two about a few guys. I played against a lot of guys. I just turned 24. So I've seen a few of these guys up close and personal. Jordan
Gilliam sinking the first free throw. And It was Johnny Jones who coached Ben Simmons at LSU during Simmons' lone year at the college basketball level before heading to the NBA to join the Philadelphia 76ers. 2 for Gilliam. And another lead change, 22-21, Texas Southern up. Williams. Seven to shoot, driving in, throws it up at the rim, couldn't get it, kept alive though. Gambrell,
great defense.
And they're able to kick it off. Leaning in and fouled is Roberts. So Darrell Roberts active to the rack and will go to the line for a pair.
Darrell Roberts, when you bring him off your bench, what are you bringing in the game? Instant offense. Super aggressive. I think he's probably played like 6 minutes and probably already gotten up like 7 shots. My guy's aggressive, always looking to score. I mean, what else do you expect from a Dallas, Texas kid, Derek?
Yes, Texas, among your favorite things. As a former Baylor Bear.
Yes, sir.
And Roberts is able to tie it. He had 14 yesterday. And you take a look at his performance. You know, you mentioned off the bench. Whenever you're able to add a weapon like that off the bench, King, that can really help catapult you, especially in situations like this and pretty much a win-or-go-home environment.
Yeah, I mean, given the fact that he's 6'7", I was talking to his coach from Kilgore, Cody McCoy, and he's very versatile. 6'7", can play the 4, can handle the ball. He can really play 2 through 4. But he's a luxury to have offensively and defensively.
Gilliam giving the lead back to Texas Southern at 24-22.
Oh.
And there, the drought ending courtesy of Cam Mack. The Panthers had missed on 5 of their previous 6 shots. Pull up. Short. As it rims out from Galen Alexander.
Move.
Back down the floor. The finish, no good from Gambrell. The feed to Alexander. All the way in. Puts it home. The transfer from Georgetown. Tough. And a 2-point lead for the Tigers.
But the pass made it even tougher, though. I don't know how he got that through.
The steal. Alexander with it again. Weaves a pass to Carl Nicholas, who misses the shot at point-blank range. Under 4 minutes left to go first half. Williams. He can't finish at the rim. Yahuza Orasas able to grab that loose ball. Gilliam connects again. Jordan Gilliam getting things going for Texas Southern, who's up by 4.
That's a good sign. He really doesn't score much, but if he can get scoring, I think it could take some pressure off of Michael Weathers and really give them another guard option to give points.
One of 3 players with 6 for Texas Southern. Loose ball, turnover. And the struggles continue offensively for Prairie View A&M to the dismay of Byron Smith.
As we see a lot of paint points today, everybody driving, getting to the cup. Nice floater and one. Not really and one, but a swish.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
Wendy's new jalapeno popper chicken sandwich and salad prove Wendy's goes all in on flavor. Unlike...
We put a bun inside the sandwich. Bun, bun, bun.
Hurry into Wendy's and try the new jalapeno popper chicken duo today.
We get a look at the American Athletic Conference Championship bracket, the semifinals almost wrapping up for the day. Cincinnati, shocking Wichita State 60-59. Meanwhile, Houston and Memphis in the first half, with Houston leading, and the winner will meet tomorrow against Cincinnati on ESPN. King, any thoughts about what you see out of there from the American Athletic Conference?
I really like Houston. I mean, I think Kelvin Sampson is a great coach. Not just saying this because I'm from Texas, but I think he's a great coach. His team is always tough. They always bring grit every single time that they're on the court and they play. So I really like them. I think they can make a deep tournament run, especially with Marcus Sasser and Quentin Grimes as their backcourt. I think those guys are pretty good. And then the defensively, they give a lot of teams trouble.
An early look for those of you just joining us. What we've seen so far in this game, it's been a boom in the paint for Texas Southern, but not so much from deep. Daniels can't connect on the three. The loose ball snatched away by Gilliam.
Look to see Daniels get going. I think he really needs to start turning up because down by 4, all these paint points we're seeing by Texas Southern offensively, I think he needs to get going because he is that guy. And when he gets going, he can fill it up with the best of them.
The Cox turnover and steal, leading to the bucket, and a near turnover by Texas Southern, but we'll get a foul coming up here, and it'll be a bonus situation as Prairie View A&M will send Texas Southern to the line for a 1-and-1. Gambrell back in. Cox will take a seat. So Weathers at the stripe, and certainly Weathers made news from 2 aspects as he sinks the first. There was certainly a lot of talk about his three-point shooting, but there was also talk about his shorts. If you notice, his shorts are shorter than just about everybody else out there on the floor, but he's paying tribute to his father, as that's how he used to wear them basically when he played. So a little tip of the cap to Dad by Michael Weathers.
Man, Derek, that's the new wave. Short shorts. That's what we do now. If the short is not going halfway to your thigh, there's no more going all the way to the knee type of shorts. No, that's dead. That's quiet. There's a new wave. So you might as well join it, Derek.
That's a three-pointer, no good from Gambrell. Well, if you're a fan of 80s NBA basketball watching this game, you know that was all the rage back then, as a foul committed there by Mack on the drive by Gilliam. I mean, you talk about short length in the NBA in the 80s. I mean, that's basically what Weathers is wearing.
But I think the difference is they wore it tight back then. You kind of got to loosen the shorts out a little bit.
Right.
Because if you loosen it out, then it looks more, presentable. Don't wear it tight, because then you look kind of interesting.
As Gilliam sinks the first free throw, the baggy short look was, of course, brought in vogue by the Fab Five. At least that's who I consider, bringing in vogue. Gilliam second. That's no good.
That's dead too.
The super baggy ones. That's tough to play with too.
Yeah, that's super dead.
5-point lead, 31-26. 1:45 remaining. First half of the SWAC championship game. The layup attempt missed by Williams. He got through the defense but couldn't finish.
Williams does a great job of being able to attack closeouts. That's one of the most important skills you must have as a college basketball player, and Williams does a great job of doing that.
Hopkins battling. The lead at 7. The largest of the game for the Tigers. And the layup attempt is in by Daniels, but I'm not sure that will count.
That's on the floor. There's no continuation in college basketball.
And if that is on Weathers, that is number 2.
Good take right there. In the NBA, that's an and 1. In college, on the floor.
So it's been a mixed bag half for Michael Weathers. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, but a couple of fouls. And now Daniels in the lane trying to finish things up, and that'll draw another whistle. As Jordan Carl Nicholas will pick up his second. So the fouls mounting up on both sides. Cam Mack, by the way, on the other end for Prairie View A&M, he has 3. Into the backcourt, but that's a legal entry in that situation. Daniels trying to end this drought in the lane. Flips it up with the right hand. Can't trickle in. It's ahead to Gilliam. Gilliam hanging in the air. Can't score. Tipped outside. Nearly kept alive by Jones, but instead it's 2-on-2. Back down the floor. The layup is no good. Gambrell couldn't get the roll.
Got to convert that.
In the lane for Carl Nicholas. And we'll get a whistle. And that's against Roberts, and that's his second.
Nice little Euro step right there. Must convert on that end, because if not, it leads to bad things on the other end. Not going to the free throw line, potentially giving up 2 easy points.
First free throw, too strong off the back of the iron from Carl Nicholas. And when you take a look at this first half, certainly some things stand out, points in the paint, but Jordan Carl Nicholas, hey, he is someone who has mixed it up effectively here throughout the season and in the SWAC tournament in the paint.
When I think of Carl Nicholas, the one word that comes to mind is consistent. And coaches love consistency because every time you put him on the floor, you know what he's going to bring to the table. You know what he's going to do. You know what to expect.
12 seconds left in the half. 7-point lead. Daniels gets it to go. 4 seconds left. The 3 up. That's no good, but a foul called on the shot by Hopkins. So Hopkins got fouled behind the 3-point line by Daniels. And boy, I would assume that Byron Smith will not like that.
Yeah, he already knows what he did. That's why you saw him pull his jersey up. This is a horrible play. 2 seconds to go. You foul a 3-point shooter. They're already up by, you're down by 5. You give somebody 3 shots at the line. That's a horrible foul.
And Coach Smith looking for some clarification. And that's a bad break.
That ref. I remember that ref. He was ref when I was in college 2 years ago. He was super cool.
I got to say, I don't hear that often about officials from players, so kudos to you.
Now, you just got to be nice to them. I don't think people really understand. If you build relationships with the referees, then they'll be on your side. And I actually believe that's actually true. Like, they actually like you. If you're a jerk to them, they're not going to give you any calls.
The heave at the end of the half by Roberts, and that closes it out. So 3 free throws by Hopkins gives Johnny Jones and Texas Southern a lead of 8 at halftime. It's 36-28. And Texas Southern on their way to the locker room to try to build momentum heading into half 2 of the SWAC championship. It is a Champ Week continuing here. As a part of it, it's the SWAC Championship and first half action concluding. It's a 36-28 lead for Texas Southern.
So I'm looking for my guy Michael Weathers to step up and be able to take that next jump. He struggled in the first half with fouls. He must come out, do what he did last game. Same thing with Jawan Daniels. Your stars must be stars because it's the biggest moment of the year.
20 minutes away from Indianapolis in the NCAA tournament. The second half of the SWAC Championship underway. Three is in. So finally, Texas Southern strikes gold from deep. It's Jordan Gilliam for three. And a double-digit lead now for Texas Southern. Daniels off. Out of bounds as Gilliam has to avoid some chairs there, or at least try to. It'll go over to Texas Southern.
Texas Southern is doing a great job of limiting, well, not limiting, but closing the gaps for driving lanes.
What has to be frustrating here, King, for the Panthers is you take a look at this game. Obviously, that field goal percentage stands out. They've done a reasonably good job taking care of the basketball as a beautiful cut and layup is in, courtesy of Michael Weathers. And a turnover back on the other side of it. Weathers to the rack. The flip shot, count it, plus the foul.
That's just too easy. Right now, Texas Southern's coming out, ready, focused. Prairie View, not so much. This is too easy. Nobody steps up. You're in the lane trying to take a charge. Not smart. And one Michael Weathers. Look for him to get going.
That foul's on Dwayne Cox. It's his second. So Weathers at the line to try to finish off the three-point play and incredibly put Texas Southern up by 16. It'll be stuck on 15 and a 10-0 run for the Tigers. Hanging in the air is Roberts. He can't finish.
I don't know if I like that shot right now. I mean, you're down by 15. You must move the ball, swing the ball, get the defense rotated. Or then you come down, not one pass, and you try to ISO, and there's no ball movement. Not a fan of that possession. Oh, good pass. Oh, man.
Easy layup for Walker. And you hit the nail on the head there, King. Beautiful pass. Pate Williams signaling out for help. Or clear out. The tie up. It's Weathers and Henry. And Prairie View A&M will keep the possession arrow.
That last possession by Prairie View. Just look how Texas Southern is in the gap. Look how Michael Weathers was right there, ready for the tie-up. But that last possession by Prairie View, no ball movement. It just seems like they're lost right now on offense, playing super timid, just don't know what to do right now, don't have an answer. But this guy right here is looking to score at all times.
And we'll get a foul here on Walker. This is totally out of character for Prairie View A&M against SWAC competition this season. They come into this game 13-0 in SWAC play in the regular season and making easy work of two oppositions in the SWAC tournament.
Look at the
Not so easy
right
tonight.
There.
Williams cuts through, gets the layup. That stops a 12-0 Tigers run.
But if you're Prairie View, you have to know that if you beat a team 2 times during the regular season, the odds of you beating the third time, very low, especially with so much depending on it, so much riding on it. It's hard to beat a team a third time because they're extra motivated. So you have to bring even more intensity and more motivation knowing that you're the ones being hunted.
Well, no question. The layup is in, courtesy of Roberts. So Darrell Roberts trying to get the offense going. Back-to-back buckets for Prairie View A&M. And as mentioned earlier, those two wins for the Panthers, close. Weathers can't connect from the logo. And it's a rebound for the Panthers and Cam Mack. Nice pass inside, a block down low. The retrieval by Williams, and this will lead to a foul.
Good pass. Cam Mack once again doing what he does. Finding Darrell Roberts open. Good block right there. Fate Williams able to go through, get fouled right now. If I'm Prairie View, I think I'm playing through Darrell Roberts and Fate Williams. They've been the most successful when driving, when attacking.
And that will be number 3 on Michael Weathers. Williams short on the first. So there are 8 fouls in this game that have been committed by Texas Southern. And they're split up between 3 players. Weathers and Walker have 3, and Carl Nicholas has 2. Oh for 2 is Williams from the line. And they're going to keep Weathers out there. Weathers looking for a move, can't get it to go, and it fell in. That may have been touched by Carl Nicholas. It was very close to basket interference.
Yeah, it could have potentially been. What are you doing?
And the bucket credited to Carl Nicholas. A behind-the-back pass going awry in the lane, and a turnover committed here by the Panthers, down 15. Turning in the lane, the follow no good, off the miss by Carl Nicholas, and down on the ground is Jordan Gillian, and he is slow to get up. And the foul will be charged to the aforementioned Jordan Gilliam.
Texas Southern determined right now to not be swept 3 times in a row. How are they doing that? Doing everything, playing defense, getting easy points, led by this man right here.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
Reggie Miller said he moved in for March Madness, but he definitely chose Wendy's for the breakfast.
The tournament doesn't start for like a week.
The tournament doesn't start for like a week.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, official breakfast of March Madness.
Texas Southern leading Prairie View A&M in the SWAC championship game by 15 as we get a look at the tournament history of Texas Southern. 4th straight title game appearance, and they're looking for championship number 9, which would be their first since the 2018 SWAC tournament, where they defeated the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Interestingly enough, back in the 2019 tournament, it was Johnny Jones's first year. Texas Southern lost to Prairie View A&M. And they are trying to reverse that result here, leading it by 15.
Texas Southern always has really good players. You remember, what's my guy's name? the point guard that they had 2-3 years ago, short 5'7". I don't know why the name is slipping my mind right now. That's going to kill me.
We'll figure it out. No worries. we'll get it done.
Name?
17-point lead here for Texas Southern.
Ooh,
After another bucket as Daniels able to lay it in. So Daniels gets it back to a 15-point lead at 49-34. Weathers trying to swing around the right wing, and he bumps into Daniels, who will pick up the foul. And when you look at interesting moments from the first half, that foul committed by Daniels on the 3 by Hopkins, certainly one of the more memorable plays from the first half.
Yeah, this is an impressive cross snatch. Good lay.
All SWAC second team this year's Jawan Daniels out of Harlem, New York. Open look at a 3. Alexander. So Galen Alexander off the bench, hitting a rare 3-pointer this evening for Texas Southern. He has 7.
That was a good read right there. He picked on the tag, made the right decision.
Gambrell can't finish at the rack. Alexander again blocked this time, though. They were waiting for him. Prairie View A&M needs a run here. Stat. Long 3. Short. The rebound grab, flip back up and in, and 1. That's Joe Rhoda Briscoe with a 3-point play opportunity.
It's what they need more of. Offensive rebounds turning into easy possessions. Right now they cannot get the ball to go into the hole. Well, they must follow it up with a rebound in order to get back in this game. Then on the other end, must get stops, must clog the lane and create stops.
A foul picked up by Galen Alexander. That's his first. Can't finish up the 3-point play. Alexander rebound. 16-point lead. The tip, no good. Loose, out of bounds, over to Prairie View A&M. Johnny Jones enjoying a storied career in basketball. Helped LSU get to the Final Four in 1981 as a player. Was an assistant with LSU when they reached the Final Four in 1986. Helped recruit some guy named Shaquille O'Neal during his time as an assistant coach at LSU. So he's gotten a lot done in his day, for sure. Shot missed and a loose ball foul coming. And you can see the frustration starting to mount for the Panthers.
When you said recruiting Shaquille O'Neal, the only thing I could think of was Blue Chips, the movie.
That was a very interesting piece of cinema, for sure.
That's one of my favorite movies, hands down. One of the best basketball movies.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would say that's top 10 basketball movie, at least for me.
For sure.
Backdoor cut intercepted and taken by Gambrell. He'll launch a 3. That barely gets a piece of the rim and then tossed out of bounds. Back over to Texas Southern. And King at Prairie View A&M is just totally out of sync in this game. And it has just slowly gotten away from them with each passing chunk of time throughout this game.
Yeah, they're almost giving you vibes that they're giving up. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, with so much on the line, it kind of sees, like, when you look at their energy, that they're not in it right now mentally, that they don't want to be here. Like, it's just almost they've given up and they've completely stopped giving 100% energy.
As Jordan Gilliam to the rim. And he'll go to the line for his efforts.
Good split. Doesn't let the ball touch the opposite hand. That's great ball control, being able to split, keep it in the same hand, still try to get to the cup and finish.
They've just been out of sync, and that continuation, speaking of Prairie View A&M, has continued here in half two. They're shooting 36% so far in the second half to 53% for Texas Southern.
But here's the thing, though. You don't have to, the ball does not have to go in for you to determine what you do on the defensive end. Just because the ball is not going in offensively, you can still give 100% effort and energy on the defensive end. But it seems like the ball's not going in, they're not giving energy on the defensive end either. So they're allowing easy points, and they're not scoring, which results in an 18-point difference. One of them has to give.
Well, we talked about it earlier. This is the number 2 scoring defense in the SWAC in Prairie View A&M. So this is way out of the area of what they're normally used to from a defensive style. They're normally used to turning over teams a lot. The opponent coughs up the basketball around 18 times per game, and it just hasn't been happening so far. The layup is in from the paint as Bo Ngidgaw able to finish off in the lane. 54-38. Alexander with the feed to Carl Nicholas. Spins, hangs, can't score, kept alive, and Gambrell saves it. And the players scrambling for the ball, including Jawan Daniels. And Texas Southern will get the better of that sequence as they'll get the possession arrow. A summation of the night so far for Prairie View A&M.
I know one thing, Prairie View better wake up, get some energy, get going, or this game is going to get ugly, because right now, as you can see, Texas Southern is that team with more energy and more effort.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, he did good.
Wendy's new jalapeno popper chicken sandwich and salad prove Wendy's goes all in on flavor. Unlike...
We put a bun inside the sandwich. Bun, bun, bun.
Hurry into Wendy's and try the new jalapeno popper chicken duo today.
Champ Week rolls on next at 8:30 Eastern over on ESPN with the New York Life ACC Championship game. Georgia Tech, Florida State. And we cap off the night in Vegas with the Pac-12 Championship game presented by New York Life. It's Oregon State and Colorado. Both are on ESPN and the app. As we take in some of the scenes of Birmingham, Alabama. That looks similar to a ride at Disneyland. But that's just a pedestrian walkway in Birmingham. A lovely city and the home of the SWAC tournament, as Johnny Jones trying to steer his crew to a SWAC championship, which would be the first for him as head coach of Texas Southern. Room for three. Got it. Jordan Gilliam adds to the woes of the Panthers. Gambrell tries to answer. He can't. Tipped back outside and kept alive for Daniels. Crossover. Hangs and scores. And will also get a foul as well. And King, you take a look at the problems here for Prairie View A&M. Those three players right there, Gilliam, Hopkins, and Weathers, adding to the issues for the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised to see Jordan Gilliam doing what he's doing, but that's good. That's a good sign for the Tigers because they win this game. That can make them more dangerous when they go into the tournament because he only averages 5 points a game, shooting 26 from the three-point line. Right now, I think he's made 3 threes tonight and 15 points total. I mean, that's impressive.
With 10 to shoot, another three-pointer missed on the outside, and a loose ball foul coming up as it's grabbed by Hopkins. He falls to the floor, and it'll go back the other way in favor of the Tigers. They just have not been able to get in sync from three.
Yeah, I mean, not just that, they're not taking good shots. I mean, when you look at it, they're one-on-one everything, contested shots, no ball movement, no paint touches, not doing what they were doing at the beginning of the game. Right now, it's more so hero basketball. I got to make the shot to get us back in the game when it's going to take a team effort, and it starts on this end.
Nice feed down low to Carl Nicholas. "19-point edge." Jumper missed by Daniels. Gets it back. Can't finish, but he was fouled. And a trip to the charity stripe on the way. There's Galen Alexander there in the mix. It's team foul number 6, so one away from a one-on-one situation.
Called this a little late, but it was a foul. Good call.
First free throw is in. Both of these teams, as we get a look here at the drive.
Right here. That's a great pass. Great find in traffic. Being able to lob it up. Way to keep it up by Nicholas.
Both of these teams heading in to this championship game on a roll. Prairie View A&M has won 15 games in a row. We mentioned the 13-0 record during the regular season in the SWAC. And it's Carl Nicholas, 10 points, 10 rebounds. He has been a monster here in this game.
Not just this game. He's been a monster in the past 3 games. He's been absolutely dominant down low.
And Alexander this time chipping in to make it a 61-42 game. We talked about the streak. Similarly, Texas Southern's won 13 of their last 14 as Williams hits the jumper and is fouled.
Good move right here. The jab to the nice step back, create separation, and one.
King, 9:33 is an eternity in basketball. It is a 17-point lead for Prairie View A&M. I mean, they can get back into this game, but they just have to get stops, as you alluded to earlier.
They can get back in this game because you're right. 9 minutes is a very long time in basketball. However, if they continue to play defense like this, they're not getting back in anybody's ball game.
Weathers lost the handle. It was knocked away from him. He thought he was fouled. And that's one way to keep things going defensively.
Now, why is he playing with a mask on, but the mask is not on his face?
Those are answers I do not have, my friend.
Yeah, he must have forgot to take it off.
Williams, room to shoot for 3. Knocks it down. Fate Williams trying to get his team going. He's got 5 in a row. The lead is at 14. Gilliam, nice speed inside. The layup is good from Walker.
Gilliam has had a few nice drives. They've been able to dump it off to the big to get the big, easy points. Good vision right there.
Kick out outside. 3-ball. Missed. Hook shot in from Daniels. That's no good, but the tip is from Ngidgaw. So Ngidgaw battling down low, and after a couple of misses, Prairie View A&M trying to scratch their way back into it. It's a 14-point lead for Texas Southern.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
For unbeatable natural-looking color, Nice and Easy Cream. 100% natural-looking color that lasts 8 weeks. Gentle on your hair and scalp with conditioning in every step. Nice and Easy Cream. Nicer and easier.
A look at Regions Field, and certainly when you take a look at the colors and the bright part and display of what you're seeing there at Regions Field, certainly things are bright on the behalf of Texas Southern right now, leading it by 14 here in Magic City as the SWAC championship game heading down the home stretch. Tried to squeeze that pass inside, and it heads out of bounds. It was last touched, though, by the Panthers out of the hands of Walker.
Derek, the player I was thinking of earlier was Trey Jefferson. One of the hardest players I've ever had to guard in my whole entire life.
How about that? And one by Walker. We're going to come back to that in a second. We're going to, because you also guarded somebody else in this game, too.
I did.
Walker there with the finish. A little bit too strong off the back of the iron. He's in double figures now with 10. Another double figure score. That's 5 now for Texas Southern. Daniels hanging in the air, scoring, and it's going to be a player control foul. It will not count. And Daniels can't believe it.
Let's take a look at it.
That is foul number 4 on Daniels.
Texas Southern able to get easy points off of penetration.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
Wendy's new jalapeno popper chicken sandwich and salad prove Wendy's goes all in on flavor. Unlike...
We put a bun inside the sandwich. Bun, bun, bun.
Hurry into Wendy's and try the new jalapeno popper chicken duo today.
Coming up on Selection Sunday tomorrow at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN and the app. It's Bracketology with Reese Davis, Jay Billis, LaFonso Ellis, Seth Greenberg, and Dickie V. They'll break down the brackets and have special guests. Sports Center starts us off at 5:15 as Reese and the guys reveal the NCAA men's field of 68 as the teams are announced. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, women's basketball action and the SWAC championship game. Congratulations to Jackson State as you see the trophy held proudly by them in a tremendous basketball game, King. We got the call, 67-66 win over Alabama State.
That game went down to the wire. Big play after big play. Clutch shot after clutch shot. That was one heck of a game.
Jackson State going to the NCAA women's tournament for the first time since 2008. Meanwhile, Texas Southern trying to go back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2018. And a foul coming up here on Ngidgaw. Carl Nicholas has just been a load for Prairie View A&M to deal with as he sinks the first free throw.
It's so hard to keep off the glass. I mean, every time the ball is shot, you must locate him because he is crashing hard. He just has a knack for offensive rebounds. And some guys, I know a lot of people think that's a skill. That's definitely a skill to be able to rebound the ball and just have a feel for where the ball is going to come off.
67-49 with 7:15 left to go. Time becoming the enemy for Prairie View A&M. Williams tries it left of the rim, can't get it. And another rebound for Carl Nicholas. Jumper is short. And the loose ball grabbed by Ngidgaw and the Panthers. Daniels looking down low. Williams has his shot blocked. And oh boy. Hopkins knocked to the floor. And he had a hard landing. And he is not pleased.
Oh. Dang.
And he lands on the back of his head as he appears to be okay, ready to roll. And because of the foul situation and the bonus being in play for Texas Southern, he'll go to the line here for a 1-and-1. When you take a look at Byron Smith trying to find answers here offensively, they just haven't been able to do it. 39% in the second half, which is actually an upgrade from half one, but they shot 30%.
So he really needs to find an answer for somebody who's just going to play hard, who's going to give effort, who's going to give energy. Because right now, that is non-existent.
So Damari Paris comes in off the bench, and he knocks down a three. So his first action of the night leads to a bucket. The lob for Carl Nicholas. Jordan Carl Nicholas having himself a night in Birmingham.
Lob it up, and I promise Carl Nicholas will go get it. Having himself a night like you just said. Picking up where he left off. Consistent.
Magic City, at least for a moment, transformed into Lob City. 19-point lead for Texas Southern. Roberts trying to get something done in the paint and does so. He really was going to work off the bench early in terms of getting shots up. Hasn't had a lot of success, 8 points, but we'll get a stop here and a timeout called by Texas Southern. And they haven't had much to worry about here. And a 17-point lead. Texas Southern closing in on a SWAC championship.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay?
So they can look back and say, we did good.
Reggie Miller said he moved in for March Madness, but he definitely chose Wendy's for the breakfast.
The tournament doesn't start for like a week.
The tournament doesn't start for like a week. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, official breakfast of March Madness.
Texas Southern trying to tie Southern for most SWAC tournament titles won. And they are 544 away from grabbing title number 9. And we'll get a foul here As Hopkins trying to move with the basketball there after receiving it. He'll go to the line for 1-and-1. Meanwhile, it's interesting for Prairie View A&M. They've won the regular season title 3 times now in a row. They were able to go to the NCAA tournament in 2019. Obviously, we know what happened last year. They were unable to complete the tournament. And then this year, they are 544 away from getting bounced. Roberts quickly into the front court, and he draws the foul of Carl Nicholas. Iron Smith, the SWAC Coach of the Year, looking on. This is a team in Prairie View A&M that has not lost a game since December 30th. Now, clearly, a part of that is this year's climate with the games not being as frequent as normal because of COVID, but that is still an amazing accomplishment because they've had a big chunk of games since December 30th, any way you slice it.
Yeah, I mean, any way you cut that up, that's still impressive. Not losing since, technically, you can say you haven't lost in 2021. So that's pretty impressive. They're on a great win streak. They've been doing the little things up until this game right here, and I don't know, this is uncharacteristic of this team, but I guess this would be a good learning experience for next year.
Still trying to battle away. Ahead to Gilliam. Double teamed along the baseline. And it looks like we'll have a timeout here called by Texas Southern. 17-point lead for the Tigers. And, you know, King, as we take a look at maybe what might happen down the line here, shout out to the king of bracketology and Joe Lenardi. In his projection on Friday morning, he had, at the time, obviously, Prairie View A&M, who was the #1 seed, playing Baylor in round 1 of the tournament, which would be a game of interest to you from a few perspectives.
For sure. You know, I always got to watch my Baylor Bears, support my Baylor Bears. But if Prairie View wants any shot at that happening in this last 5 minutes, 30 seconds, they must, I keep saying this, I sound like a broken record, but they must get it done on the defensive end. I mean, they're not getting any stops. It's too easy for Texas Southern to score right now. So regardless if the ball's falling on the offensive end, you must step up on the defensive end.
And when you take a look at how Texas Southern got here, Michael Weathers, a big part of that, and his shooting from yesterday's semifinal, King, against Jackson State.
Yeah, this was a big-time shot. No pressure. Boom, I can do this.
That to send it to OT, and this, the game winner.
It's super clutch. He won the ball in those moments. 2 big shots. That's what stars do.
And another impressive component about that is there were 2 teams heading into the SWAC tournament that were unbeaten. Obviously one, Prairie View A&M in league play, and the other, Jackson State. Because of the COVID situation, Jackson State and Prairie View A&M never met this season, so both entered the SWAC tournament without having played one another. And how about that? Weathers on the spot. Missed it, got the follow. And a steal. Ahead to Carl Nicholas, who throws it down with 2 hands. And the lead is at 21, the largest of the night for Texas Southern. Roberts going the other way. King, it's just snowballing right now for Prairie View A&M.
Yeah, the way to cut leads down is not doing this, not playing one-on-one. Because you play one-on-one, bad things happen, especially when your defense is loaded up and they're playing team defense. You must move the ball, get penetration, look for your teammates, look to find others. One-on-one is not the answer when you're down by 21.
Fate Williams back in for Prairie View A&M, who is just trying to find a way to put together some kind of run to sneak back into this, but they are rapidly running out of time as we approach the under 4 media timeout. Weathers, and may have extended the arm there. Player control foul called against Michael Weathers, and for Weathers, that is foul number 4.
He lowered the shoulder, but did he extend? I don't think he extended.
Now I'm going to ask a question here.
Uh-huh.
Was that a little acting?
Yeah, I mean, the defender definitely sold it. And I mean, for players like myself, like I'm a bigger guard. So when I go down low and I hit somebody with my shoulder one time and they flop like that, they get the call 97% of the time.
Now, that wasn't by any stretch an over-dramatic flop. That was certainly within reason, hence probably why he got the call.
I mean, yeah, that's not like a flop. He actually got hit. Was it enough contact to be deemed an offensive foul? Maybe not. But he actually got touched. A lot of times when you consider the word flopping, flopping is when you really just don't get touched and you act like you got touched. But he actually got hit. Good pump fake right there. And good strong take. Go to the free throw line.
Daniels short on the first, and whether it's been from the line or from 3, the points just haven't been able to come together. As, by the way, Carl Nicholas charged with the foul, not Weathers, and as a result, or check that, that actually was against Weathers, excuse me. They have on, I believe that foul credited to Carl Nicholas, but he's still out there on the floor. Gilliam going to work, and a foul. And that will usher us into the under 4 media timeout. Johnny Jones, could his team be headed on the way to Indianapolis?
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
Reggie Miller said he moved in for March Madness, but he definitely chose Wendy's for the breakfast.
The tournament doesn't start for like a week.
The tournament doesn't start for like a week. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, official breakfast of March Madness.
And that sums up the night for Prairie View A&M. Most points allowed in a SWAC game this season, 13-0. Their defense, a big part of their success this season, but they've allowed tonight Texas Southern to really do a lot of damage to them in the paint. They've scored 77 points so far. Speaking of the Tigers, and this, the most points that Prairie View A&M has allowed this season, other than Washington State and Louisville back in November and December, respectively.
Yeah, this is very uncharacteristic of this team. What's the worst part about it is the fact that it came at the most inopportune time, like at the most precious time of the season to go to the championship, go to the NCAA tournament in the championship game. Just super unfortunate.
3 no good as the rebound grabbed by Henry, who can't finish it off, and the rebound taken by Hopkins. Gilliam with Roberts on his hip. 10 seconds to shoot. Nearly poked away and now stolen from Weathers. 3-on-2. Roberts hanging, can't score, but it's tipped in. So Paris with the follow. And a foul off the bump on Weathers. And the good news for Prairie View A&M is the bench scoring 26-9 decisively in their advantage, but not much else has been in their favor tonight.
Clear foul right here. It's not a smart foul. It's like a foul out of frustration.
The last time Prairie View A&M lost a SWAC game, you'd have to go back to March 7th of 2020, which predates the COVID shutdown of college basketball. As Weathers at the line here, because of the flagrant foul applied, it was deemed flagrant, and he gets 1 out of 2. And that picked up by Roberts. Weathers, the team's leading scorer heading into this one, averaging just under 17 points per game, and maybe not as flashy as the performance in the semifinal round, but important nonetheless. 13 and 6, along with 3 assists. Southern, the last team to topple Prairie View A&M in SWAC play, and Texas Southern, barring something dramatic here in the final 2:23, will add their names to that list. Fade away. Almost got it to go, but it's a rebound by Ngidgaw. Pull up. Perhaps a little quick there, but again, a summation of what tonight has been like for Prairie View A&M from downtown. 5 of 27 from 3. Weathers lost the ball out of bounds, but it was touched by a Panther player. And they smell victory as Weathers heads off, perhaps for the final time. And King, it obviously looks like Texas Southern is on their way to the NCAA tournament. What are your thoughts here about them moving forward in the NCAA tournament? Obviously, we don't know if they're going to be in a 1-16 matchup directly, or if they'll be in a play-in game, or whatever their seeding will be. But how do you see things playing out for them?
Well, I like this team, and I think they could potentially get a win in the tournament. When you look at Jordan Gilliam and Michael Weathers in the backcourt, Jordan Gilliam 6'5", Michael Weathers 6'3", came from Oklahoma State, so he's a high major guard. And the way that they rebound the ball, they don't really shoot the ball well, but they play so hard, they compete on the defensive end, and they rebound. And whenever you can rebound and play defense, you can do some things, make some things happen in the tournament. So I think they could potentially get a win in the tournament.
And they'll have a great opportunity to do that with the seedings and pairings coming out tomorrow. You'll have a chance to find out all of that information. Be sure to stay tuned to the ESPN family of networks to follow NCAA tournament information as Fate Williams bangs home a three-pointer to make it a 17-point game at 78-61. Under a minute left to go. Jones in. His floater is short. Out of bounds. It'll go back over to Prairie View A&M. Coming up next, the Big Sky Championship game. Eastern Washington taking on Montana State. Paris can't hit on a three. Gets another shot at it. Misses that one as well.
Might as well get him up right now.
Lob. Oh, that one. That would have gotten the crowd up for sure. But an easy layup there by Chris Baldwin with 28 seconds left to go. Ryan McGinty of Texas Southern informed me that the plan is for Texas Southern to go right to Indiana after this. They're not going back to campus. At least that's the plan as of right now. 10 seconds left to go. Texas Southern. And we'll get a whistle here coming up. .8 away. And they'll take a review, I think, some more clock issues. Saw this happen late in the women's championship game. We'll be looking at that once again. Sure, the players of Texas Southern at this point want that 8.8 to roll off the clock very quickly. Michael Weathers, the hero of the SWAC tournament. Texas Southern tops the 2 seed and the 1 seed to win the SWAC championship. Texas Southern will pack their bags and head from Birmingham, Alabama to Indiana. They are the 2021 SWAC tournament champions for the 9th time in program history.
Congratulations to Johnny Jones and his staff. His team came out here, played hard from the jump, wanted it, and now they got what they came for.
They topped 2 unbeaten teams in SWAC play, in part thanks to some clutch three-point shooting by Michael Weathers in the semifinal and just brilliant play down low in the paint here to topple the previously unbeaten in the SWAC Prairie View A&M Panthers.
They definitely had to work for it. Beating 2 undefeated teams, that's not easy. So they took the hard route and they made the most of it. Now that's going to propel them hopefully to get a win in the tournament.
Johnny Jones, no stranger to the NCAA tournament, but this will be his first time as head coach of Texas Southern, taking the Tigers to the NCAA tournament, the program's first win of the SWAC tournament since 2018, but the first under head coach Johnny Davis. And meanwhile, a bitter defeat for Prairie View A&M. Congratulations to Texas Southern. They win the SWAC 80-61. It's time to toss it over to the Big Sky Championship for King McClure. I'm Derek Jones for our entire crew saying so long. And the SWAC goes to Texas Southern. Have a good night, everybody.